It's been in a sour and sick state for a long time, at its lowest level in recent memory. Our top story tonight: a handshake, a smile and a face-to-face chat, signalling our relationship with China might just be on the mend. Now, this is our Prime Minister Anthony Albanese meeting with the Chinese President Xi Jinping at the G20 in Bali just a few hours ago. We haven't seen a sit-down like this in 6 years. Let's bring in Allan Behm, who's Director of the Australia Institute's International and Security Affairs Program, former advisor also to now Foreign Affairs Minister Penny Wong. Allan, good evening to you. Thanks for joining the latest.
Thank you, Michael. Good evening to you.
Now, you watched all of this, as we did as well. What's your take on it? Is this a genuine turning point?
Look, it is a turning point, I think. Whether it's a massive one or not, we're going to have to wait and see. But it is critical, I think, that the two leaders have met after such a very long period, 6 years, as you mentioned, because we have a lot to settle and quite a lot to get on with because, as the Prime Minister pointed out, we have a deep economic relationship with China, and China has a deep one with us, and that's got to be got back on track.
Where does it go to from here? I think that's my biggest question at it tonight. Does it mean the door's now open, the thaw is over? I
don't know, the door's open. I think both sides are willing to open the door.
Yeah.
That's how I would see it. I think you're probably right, though, Michael. If the thaw's not over, it is at least thawing.
Yeah.
We saw the Prime Minister meet the Premier of China in Phnom Penh. Senator Wong has met the Foreign Minister twice now. So things are moving, and that's the important thing. And I just think one point that does need to be made is that for Australia, we get on with business because of the way in which we operate in an open society and in an open trading system.
Yeah.
It's very different in China. The cue really is that the President of China has spoken to the Prime Minister of Australia, and that then authorises the big bureaucratic structures of China to get on with the business of reopening those doors. And I think that is what this meeting signifies. We all know what the issues were. We know that the Huawei decision back then in Prime Minister Turnbull's government, we know that the demand for an international inquiry into COVID, those things really upset China, yes. And China retaliated. Does China need this to happen as much as we need it to happen, as the PM put it tonight, our largest trading partner? Look, I think it is as much as we need it, but differently. Yeah. I mean, we're an exporter of energy, an exporter of wheat, an exporter of other foodstuffs. China is an importer. It is interesting that with respect to both wheat and thermal coal, those embargoes didn't last all that long because China recognised that it was not in their interest to do that. I think what we're seeing is that China's recognised that it's not in their interest to segment a very broadly based and very deep trading relationship to its own disadvantage. And when it's in their disadvantage, it's to ours as well. Well analysed. All right, Allan, lovely to have your take on that tonight. Allan Behm, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Michael.